3, 2, 1, go!
First place.
Hi, and welcome to this latest episode of the Electronic Eggs podcast. Joining me, Chris, I never introduced myself, I realised that on one of our recent recordings, is Baz, or Barry McGuigan, as he likes to be known.
Yeah, like to be known as that, the Irish one. Been a bit of a break, but good to be back on.
Yeah, good to have you. And joining us is Paul McConahan.
So I think I'm just drowning in a drool. Hello, welcome. I am in a new place as I've now moved into my own flat, my two-bedroom bastard flat, as Alan Partridge would say. But yeah, there we go. So the first time the microphones come out in this place that I now call home.
Do you have a Buck Rogers toilet?
Yeah, no. One yank gone. No. Quite a dodgy toilet flush. Really need to hold that flush down.
Did you not test that before?
Go.
I always test the toilet. Like
I know,
ever since I saw that
Alan.
episode of Alan Partridge, I was like, yes, that's what I have to do. So I
know.
Whenever I've moved to a new house or bought a house or something, I always check the toilet flush first to see how strong. Not by having a shit there first, but just doing the flush just to see what you get and how quick the reload speed is as well. Because
good reload.
You don't want to be standing around. Yeah, you don't want to be standing around for ages though, do you? To get the second flush in. It's
no.
Taking a shit would actually take a lot of forward planning, I think,
it would,
to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, just before you go and look at places, it's a case of, right, I'm just going to take a load of laxatives and also eat curry and anything just to get everything loose and flowing. Sorry, I know, right. Why are we here today?
So we're here today to talk about the Uncharted series of video games from the developers Naughty Dog. They are one of my favourite series of video games. I'm just going to say that outright now. I'm going to have lots of nice things to say, I think, about the games. Obviously, we're going to go through the main 4 games. We'll have a bit of conversation also about The Lost Legacy and Golden Abyss, which are the 2 spin-off games of the series. And probably Golden Abyss is the one that most people haven't played, because it was a PlayStation Vita game and no one bought it. So we'll go straight. I did, obviously.
Yeah, I did as well.
There's a 1 copy.
No, I had 2 copies because I bought it physically and I bought it digitally.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And then 3 because then I got it through. I got it through PS Plus first, and then I bought it digitally once. Yeah.
Oh.
So yes.
Right.
So let's move on straight away then with Uncharted: Drake's Fortune, which was released in December in 2007 over here, November in the States. So this game was originally, it was directed by Amy Hennig. The writers on it were Amy Hennig, Neil Druckmann, and Josh Scher. And this went on to sell a whopping 4.5 million, was it? 4.8 million copies? Yeah, 4.8 million copies, which is really good for a debut series on a PS3 at the time as well, because that sucker did not sell very well to begin with.
We're on the trail of the lost treasure of El Dorado, and it's brought us here, to this tiny island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
El goddamn Dorado.
I'm telling you, Sully, this is finally it.
Will we discover the ruins of a forgotten colony and a fortune in Spanish gold?
Of course. It was a golden idol.
Or does the island have darker secrets in store for us?
I'll be damned. The Spanish found the treasure. They had to have moved it there. Over there.
Hunt him down! Okay, what's going on?
Pirates.
Pirates?
The modern kind. They don't take prisoners.
Lead me to the gold, and I just might let you live.
Don't you guys usually just cut off a finger or something? This is so not cool!
How much trouble could one girl be?
It was one of the first really big exclusives on the PS3, following on from the Heavenly Sword, which came out in the summer of that year.
Yeah.
Which was meant to be like the real big game, but sadly it was quite mediocre.
Average.
But I really enjoyed it, except the bits where you had to play as Kai and do the motion controls and stuff. That was crap.
God, yeah.
But I loved playing as what was the main character's name? Was it Noriko?
Noriko, yeah. I played it recently. I'd never played it before. I just had a copy of it that I picked up in CEX for a couple of quid. And like when you play it now, I mean, I imagine it would have looked amazing in 2007. It still does look pretty good. But just the combat, it was so frustrating. Very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't pick your enemy. It was context based. So, but yeah, we're not here to talk about.
We're here to talk about that exclusive. We're talking about the other exclusive, which was Uncharted. So going into this before, it's a bit more preamble. The composer for the original 3 games was Greg Edmondson, and Greg Edmondson was also the composer for the series Firefly.
Okay, so you've got some big names then, definitely.
Now, also, to go on to this, when you are introduced to Nathan Drake, who is the series protagonist, he is very much Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly.
See, I didn't watch Firefly.
Did you not? Oh my god!
No, me neither.
What the fuck? Like half of my notes.
Take it that's Nathan Fillion's character.
It is Nathan Fillion's character. Yes.
Yeah. Who was rumored to be playing?
No, he just really
Drake
wanted to play Drake.
Oh, he really wanted to. Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen the? Actually, we'll park the movie talk to later because we will have to touch on the movie.
Yeah.
So let's move on then with the game. So this game introduced us to, like I said, our protagonist Nathan Drake. He was voiced by Nolan North, and Nolan North. This was before he was, in every single game under the sun during the PS3 era, as he was the lead voice for nearly everything. He was even the Penguin in Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, I was surprised how much he did. I listened to an interview with him, and he was like saying, I can't believe how many games I did back then. When he was still not really a name.
I suppose it's like when James Nesbitt appears as every Irishman in every single TV show in the late 2000s sort of thing. It just seemed to be he was everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Oh, at the moment that would be James Marsden. He is in absolutely everything. But yes, so joining Nathan on his adventure was Elena Fisher, who was voiced by Emily Rose. She's the journalist character in the first game, who you can tell there's some vibes going on there between those two, and also Victor Goddamn Sullivan, who's voiced by Richard McGonagall, but then later played by Mark Wahlberg in the movie. Such bad casting. Anyway, so we are introduced first of all to Nathan, and he is getting the tomb, I guess, or what would you call it? The thing that you get buried in.
Catacombs?
Litigation. Oh, right.
Why can't I think the
Catacombs.
name of a
Sarcophagus? Oh, God, mate.
Sarcophagus.
Is it?
No,
Sarcophagus?
no, coffin.
No?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The
Oh,
coffin
right.
of
Wow. There we go.
of his ancestor, Sir Nathan Drake, Sir
Francis
sorry,
Drake.
Sir Francis Drake.
Yes.
Keep going. I nearly said his brother's
Yeah.
name then. I was like, Sam Drake. No. So Sir Francis Drake is his distant relative, and they find that the coffin is empty, but it contains the book that Nate is looking for. We're also then introduced to Elena, and things start kicking off really quickly. You're straight into a gunfight with pirates trying to board your boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it sets up the scene for the movie, for the game, as being a very cinematic experience, like straight off the bat.
Yeah, that first level was very much like a tutorial for all the controls.
Yeah,
which has become standard for these kind of games as well. But it was such a departure from the previous games like Crash Bandicoot and Jack and Daxter. So yeah, it does set the scene really well.
It does, and it's and then like we move straight from there, and we don't really have much gameplay for a little bit, which a lot of people complain about, as we have a lot more talking because we're introduced to Victor Goddamn Sullivan. He and Nate decide to ditch Elena and go after the treasure themselves, and then things get real. And yes, it's a fantastic early entry into the series. One of the things I really disliked about it, though, to begin with, was the motion controls when you're walking across a log.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So frustrating. I'm so glad they patched that out later. When they did,
that and the throwing of the grenades as well. You had to sort of mark it with the 6-axis that
you did,
didn't have. The 6-axis just felt like a cheap toy without the DualShock parts in it.
But that was just it, wasn't it? Because remember, at this time, the PS3 had only been out for a year, and they were still trying to push this 6-axis as, you know, a feature in games, a feature of the controller and everything. And like we said with Heavenly Sword, things like that just made it a bit fiddly. Like it just seemed like tacked on and not needed, you know.
Yeah, I'm so glad by 2008, the end of 2008, they completely abandoned 6-axis.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it ever got mentioned. It was just those early games. You know, I mean, we only got the PS3 over here in 07.
I mean, the motion controls are still in their controllers to this day. They're just not really, used unless absolutely necessary for that control method. They're not forced upon us to do medial things, So, that's basically the history of it and how we start the game. So, were you guys day one with this, or?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't at all. Basically, because I only got a PS3 in 2009. So this sort of, I can't even remember it selling that well when I was at HMV, because I even worked in games department that we used to have back then. But I don't know. I just didn't really pay attention to it. I don't know if because I was playing games at the time. But about this time, probably still just RPGs and stuff, rather than because games like Tomb Raider and those adventure games, I wasn't that bothered about unless it was like a Resident Evil title. So this sort of just went under my radar fully, until the second game came out. And I only played this in 2010 when I lent my mate Uncharted 2 and he lent me Uncharted 1.
Okay. So I missed out on day one. It's the only one of the series I haven't done day one. Probably a bit like Paul. I wasn't that keen on Tomb Raider. I never really have been that big on it. I'm not that fussed on Indiana Jones either. And
you absolute son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, I've been called worse by you, so that's fine. That's being polite, isn't it? That's okay. But the like in terms of it, it looked good. the gunplay was, pretty decent, basically what you've seen in videos and stuff like that. But like I was studying a degree at the time, so I didn't have a lot of time to spend on that. I played it a few months before Uncharted 2 came out because we'll get on to 2 in a minute, but that really grabbed me with the build up to it. So I thought I've got to play the first one to at least know what's going on, and have that for it. And if I'm honest, I played it recently and it does have a feel it's just a 7 out of 10 game. It's a good 7 out of 10 game, but it's probably quite forgettable. I had to read up on it. I played it last year and I had to read up on it again. I went, oh, yeah, that's that. Because there's not really the set pieces that the series is famous for now, that in the first one that you can really think is a standout moment. But it's a good opener to the
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah. But
I
I know we're getting into impressions of the game a bit there, so I'll keep my mouth shut for another minute.
yeah.
cool. Well, I was day one on this. I had a PS3 at launch. Did the midnight launch thing for the last time in my life, and yeah, so I obviously was starved for games on the PS3 at this point. And yeah, when this came along, I was really hyped anyway because I was a big fan of Tomb Raider, but I was also a really big fan of Naughty Dog's games. I loved the Jack games, loved Crash Bandicoot. Not maybe the first one, but 2 and 3 are pretty good. So yeah, I was really, really hyped for this game. I couldn't wait to play this. I remember watching E3 that year in 2007. They did a was it 2007 or 2006? It might have been 2006 E3, and they did a gameplay demo live on stage, and I was blown away by that demo that they did, and I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. And obviously, Resident Evil 4, I think, plays a bit of influence onto this game as well.
Yes, yeah,
Because that really did push cinematic gaming in another direction as well. More so than the other games in the series, which were already very, very cinematic. And this game kind of followed that same thing. Over the shoulder, third person shooter, but you could actually run and shoot at the same time. And yeah, for me, I was completely sold from the second I saw it. And I do remember seeing a trailer again. That must have been at 2007's E3, and thinking, okay, this looks right up my street. The dialogue and everything was very Firefly, and I was a huge fan of Firefly at the time anyway. So, and Serenity, I think, was already out as well, the movie. So again, for me, this was perfect for me, and being a big Indiana Jones fan as well. So yeah, that is exactly why I was hyped for this day one. So
no, I agree with you. I mean, it's funny because when you look back at it, I know it was exclusive to PlayStation, but there's no guarantee that this would turn into such an amazing series of games. So I suppose that's another reason why I've just gone, whatever. But if someone actually sold it to me going, oh, it's a bit like the Indiana Jones films, I'd be like, yeah, maybe, But then again, like I said, I didn't have a PS3 for a while because there's no way I wanted to spend £425 on a console, which sounds weird now when you look at the price of consoles. But then games, new releases were like 40 quid back then, sometimes 35. But then I suppose, remember, only 1 year before this, you were getting the Wii at 180 quid. I know the PS3 was more powerful and it did more, but it just seemed like so it's too much of a luxury purchase for me straight away. But this is probably a type of game that I would have probably at least tried if I'd have had a PS3. Because like I said, what else was there? What else was there? Killzone? Resistance?
I bet it sold shed loads when it moved into the platinum label. Probably sold more
Yeah.
when it moved into that. I wouldn't have that breakdown, but it'd be interesting to see because I picked it up as a platinum game when HMV used to do the 2 for 30.
Oh, yeah. See, you can't go
Which is
wrong at that.
exactly. Yeah. So I think I picked up that and Devil May Cry 4, and those were the two for that. And yeah, I mean, at that price, 15 quid for Uncharted is a bargain.
Mm.
But it took 2 to give me the hook. to even do it because it looked very, I wouldn't say run of the mill, but it just looked like something going like, I'm not too sure about this. See, but like you said, they're not giving you any kind of plot beats in any of the
No.
trailers at that point. They're just giving you the action and stuff like that. And it probably wasn't the type of game that I would have played. Whereas now you've said Naughty Dog's releasing the game, you're like day one, might not even hear anything about it, just going, yeah, Intergalactic will be out in a few years, you'll be there day one.
I don't know. After Last of Us Part 2, I'm like, I don't know. You've gone too far up your own asses, Naughty Dog. Sorry.
Right.
But no, so
go on.
I was going to say, so the other great, so I really want to move on to more about the impressions of the game as well. So
No, I do.
So with this game, one of the things I was saying before, I absolutely loved how cinematic it was, right? Because I know people are like, oh, but where's the game? But there's still a good, fun game in here. Like Baz was saying, it is a solid 7 out of 10 now. But in 2007, when I first played this was like a 9. I was like, oh my god, I have not played anything like this. Like it was different to Tomb Raider. It had, I really enjoyed the combat, despite how much of it there is. I mean, there is so much fucking combat in this game that doesn't need to be there. A lot of it is filler, and you can sort of see they're trying to really stretch the runtime on this by putting in a lot of those gunfights that you don't need. But then there's the twist towards the end, where they introduce like those creatures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it ever said that they were turned by that idol?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just hinted at.
No, I think I think it's just hinted at because remember, when you're watching Indiana Jones films, there's always something supernatural. So I feel like that's what they probably like lent towards. But I've just been thinking while we're sat here, and it is to do with the impressions of the game. I know you don't have the big set pieces, but you still have a few. So it's fairly early on, probably in the first third of the game. Where you find the German ship, and then is it about to blow up something? And you have a U-boat, and you got to escape it.
Yeah, you don't really do anything though.
No, I know, but it's still like a bit of an action scene, like quite cinematic.
It is cool, but
that's what I mean.
Moment,
you can imagine that in Indiana Jones again.
Yeah, but that moment for me, when you first see that U-boat in the middle of the Amazon, and you're like, "Holy shit, that is amazing! How did that get there?"
And spending time climbing up it to look for a way in and stuff, and having to go around the waterfall and then drop yourself down to actually go, right, brilliant, I've got in.
And then you get inside the U-boat and you see like the dead Nazis and stuff, and it's like, what happened here? It's the thing. Like I was saying before, I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, and I never got my Indiana Jones fix with Tomb Raider because there's not.
You didn't have the characters.
Exactly.
Interaction.
Yeah, the interaction between the characters is what makes Uncharted what it is.
100%.
And that is why I liked Indiana Jones as well, because of how the way Indy would interact with either his love interest or his dad, and it's
just like Drake and Elena,
and and it's just it's fun throwaway dialogue, right? It's not ever gonna win anything for this the first game, right? Because it's just it is just them doing something for the first time. And for me, I was really impressed with what they did that first time, especially when you at the time there was Gears of War the year before. That was like a cover shooter, and then this, So yeah, I was really impressed with this. Obviously, it's nowhere near as good as Gears of War in terms of gunplay, but it's a better story and a more fun game.
But also, it's so colourful. Compared to the beige of the PS3, Xbox 360 era, there's none of that here. It's bright, it pops out, it's a joy to look at. And the criticism that people say around the story, you know, the not gameplay and setting the story. This isn't Hideo Kojima levels of 25 minutes of a cutscene. It's a couple of minutes and it's scene setting, and it's necessary to tell that narrative.
Yeah,
There's For me, there's no criticism there. I'm like, I was happy enough knowing that it's now telling me why I've moved from the U-boat to this island and going, yep, that's fine. It's not like Elden Ring where you got to find about 40 different fragments of something to find a wee bit of story that might be there as to why you're shooting a dog that's the size of the Empire State Building. It's got something for it, and you could sort of it's a good game for someone to watch someone play because it's
yeah,
got that
that's what
story
I
as you
was
go.
going to mention next. So my wife at the time, she watched me play like the first 2 games. She didn't watch the third one for some reason, but she really enjoyed the story and just watching the game and wanting to know what happens next. So she was like, "Oh, don't play it until I'm there." I was like, "Okay." She watched The Last of Us as well. Actually, she wanted to see that story as well. But yeah, it is one of those games that you could sit there with your partner or a mate, and they can just watch you play this interactive movie.
Mhm.
And yeah, and for me, I'm happy. That's what I wanted from that series. You know, I don't want every game to be like that, but I like that some games do it. You know,
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Should
but
move
there
on
are
to the
some.
next. Oh,
No,
go on.
not
No,
yet.
not yet.
There
No.
is
Okay.
still
Sorry.
stuff to talk about. So with the other thing as well is I really liked there was like the one of the bad guys, Eddie Raja,
Mhm.
as a character. I thought he was really fun. Um, uh, Meets an untimely end, obviously, but he was a good enough character to have, you know, sort of like the bumbling bad guy. But I didn't really gel with Roman and Navarro as like the 2 main villains. Like it just they were kind of dry, you know.
I
And
think yeah,
Roman,
they put their efforts into the good guys and that dynamic. I think.
yeah, and Roman was very much like Stephen Burkoff, is it in Beverly Hills Cop? Looks like he was.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
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 I've just reminded myself now.
Yeah, that's who I thought about whenever I saw him the first time. I was like, oh, he's like the Stephen Burkoff in Beverly Hills Cop. That sort of bad guy, just sort of there, and nothing really that interesting about him at all, which is a shame because they do build it up quite well by having him kill Sully. He doesn't kill Sully, but you think he's killed Sully, and you're like, oh my god, this guy could be like really, really badass and evil, and then he's just shit, and it's nothing compared to the bad guy in 2. But yeah, it's just yeah, it just wasn't really, you know, it kind of whimpered out, you know, petted away at the end rather than petered away, sorry, at the end rather than going out with a bang like the next games do, you know? It's just, yeah, I didn't really feel like that final confrontation, you know, the one with Navarro where it's like a quick time event?
Yes, I don't like
Vaguely.
any quick time events at all. You know, it's just I don't know. It's the same when I've been playing the Resi games again. I just find them very, very. I don't know, like shit. It's just I can't think of a better, you know, um,
Yeah.
explanation. I
Well,
just absolutely hate them. I think it's cheap because you know it's just like button press the right time and things, and then it'll, you know. So it seems same like you know, fighting Krauser in Resi 4. It just seems to be like a cheap way of killing off a villain, you know.
yeah,
With something
Or
like on Max Payne 3, which I loved. You know that how that game ends. I hope I'm remembering this right.
I've not
Um,
completed it or played it.
have you
So.
not? Oh my god, it's so good that game. Anyway, all right. Well, anyone who's played it
Yeah,
might know
I
what I'm
just
on about.
haven't played. I did play it, but not for long, for like an hour, and then put
Yeah.
it aside.
Oh,
'Cause
it's one
I
I
think I played
completed.
Spec Ops: The Line instead. I think that's
Oh,
the game
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
that's a good game.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
So anyway, so overall, like I think this game is an absolutely brilliant, fun ride. You know, it's one that you can just switch your brain off, play, and then go through it again. You know, like the same sort of thing I would do with Indiana Jones movies. You know, I could sometimes, if I've watched them and I'm alone, I will just put it on again, and just like, yeah, I'll watch Raiders again. I don't mind. You know, and it's that sort of game for me. It's one where I'll be like, oh, cool, I completed it. I'm probably going to play through it again. Just to go back through once more on a different difficulty setting, but I can't do crushing. It's
No,
too
I
hard.
only ever play him. I only ever play him on easy because I just want to see the story. Oh no, saying that I have done a medium on I think number 2. That's about it.
I think I did hard on the remastered trilogy, but now I'm old. I'm like, nah, I don't have the time for this. I've
Yeah.
got games I'm never going to get to because I'm going to die soon, you know. So it's all
Cool.
about maintaining the time that we've got.
So let's move on then to Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
So, they have beaten you, huh? Your quest is over? What if it's only beginning? Some of the most fearsome rulers through history have possessed only a fragment of the Chintamani stone. What would a man become if he possessed the stone itself?
Where did you find this guy?
Lazarevich paid top dollar for Marco Polo's journals. He's been after the Chintamani stone for years.
You're competing with a psychopathic war criminal for a mythological gemstone?
I'm sensing some history here.
Elena Fisher, last year's model.
You're gonna snatch that treasure right out from under them.
They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, well, payback's a bitch.
So, what's your angle on all this misery?
Gonna get us all killed!
My friend, where did you find this?
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
I miss the look on your face.
I know where the stone is.
Pray that he is not bluffing.
It's time to tip the odds back in our favor.
Sweep the city, find him, and take him out.
Sure hope you know what you're doing.
I don't have the faintest idea.
PlayStation.
So this game was released in 2009, so just 2 years after the original, so which is pretty good turnaround. And again, it was less than 2 years because it came out in October. This was like pretty much a global launch. I think it was only like a day or two in it, whereas there was like a month between the first game coming out. And yeah, this game ended up going on to sell incredibly well, selling a massive 6.5 million copies. So doing even better than the first game. And that's not including the Nathan Drake collection either, so it is just the original releases of these games. So where did you guys so you've already said that you day one this, Baz?
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. I had my open uni exam the day it came out, so I had finished the exam and I knew a copy was sitting waiting for me. So I just really taken in by that trailer that was shown in the E3 previously. And it didn't give any of the plot away of it, but the opening sequence with Drake hanging off that train that's dangling off the icy cliff, just what an opener to the game, and the change of the narrative and the timeline and that. I know there are going to be spoilers in this. People have had nearly 20 years to play this classic. It's just I think it's Naughty Dog's best game in terms of scripting, the gameplay, the surprise of the set pieces, the length, and the fact that you feel almost joyous playing it. Last of Us 1 is a fantastic piece, but it can feel like an absolute drag, and 2 crushes you even more of The Last of Us. But Uncharted 2 was perfect popcorn playability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Paul, were you day one on this?
No, I wasn't day one. Because again, I only got the hang on, when did this come out? October 09, you said?
Yeah.
October 09. So I had my PS3 at that point. Now, someone I work with at HMB, a guy called Haymond, he absolutely loved the first Uncharted game, so he bought number 2 straight away. And as soon as he completed it, he was telling me, it was usually me and him on shift together. And he'd be like, "You've got to play it, you've got to play it, it's amazing." And he had just always nicknamed it Dude Raider,
Right.
which
Yeah.
always sticks with me, So we had one traded in a, it was like a steelbook version of it. I don't know who the retailer was who had the steelbook edition, but I was like, right, sod it, 30% off. That's what we got off pre-owned games, and I think it must have only cost me like 20 odd quid, something like that. I was like, go on, I'll give it a try, and then yeah, like Baz just said, it starts with a bang, and I'm thinking, okay, this is, a new character. Bearing in mind, I'd not played the first one at this point either. So I'm like going, right, okay, what am I doing? And because it's like the tutorial a little bit as well, telling you how to swing, jump, grab, stuff like that as you're climbing up the train. I was like, okay, well, let's see what's going on. And then obviously, the time you get to the top, and then you shooting a few bad guys, things like that. I'm like going, this is amazing. You're really, really thrown into it. This character you are is absolutely battered. But what an opening chapter that is. Again, because I've played this with Theo, because I was just like, you need to play this game, and I just want to watch you play it. He's really, really liked 2 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I was day one on this, obviously. I was absolutely blown away. Like you guys were saying, with the start of the game being on that train, you're all, bleeding, and things don't look for our hero at this point. But the game does then do a flashback to, is it how many months? 3 months?
Something like a 3-month
I can't recall fully.
And we're introduced to 2 new characters at this point.
Yes.
So we have got Chloe Fraser, who's voiced by Claudia Black of, what was she in? She was in, was it Babylon 5? Maybe? But yes, so she voices the Stargate is what she was in. Yes, so she voices Chloe Fraser, who's this brunette, completely different to Elena, and very much a no good person that Nathan should not be wanting to knock boots with. And we are also.
I thought they've got similar they've got similar morals. They both. Yeah, after Treasure, I quite like Chloe. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Sorry.
Yeah, and we're also introduced to Harry Flynn, who's voiced by Steve Valentine. Harry Flynn is the British character, and he's sort of given to the impression that he and Drake have known each other for quite a long time, worked together before, and obviously he then turns around and causes Nathan to get put in a is it Turkish prison that he's in for a while.
Yeah, because he's trying to break in, aren't he, and steal some treasure. And there's a bit of a double cross.
Yeah.
But again, even that second chapter is telling you how to play the game, because you've got things like, knockout darts, bullets, what they're called. Because you can knock your knock the guards out, can't you? Yeah, tranquilize the bullets. God, I couldn't think. And then again, things like sneaking up on guards and stuff like that. So I think those first 2 chapters is showing the combat side and also just the movement. And it's not done in a boring way though, because there's so much going on. I just think it's a perfect game. Anyway.
But yeah, that's the thing. When you have that second section of the game, you also are introduced to like the more stealthy aspect of it.
Yeah.
Which is great because it does mean that you can get up behind people and take them out without them alerting everyone else. Because that's one of the things I found playing Drake's Fortune recently, which I hadn't noticed before, is that as soon as you enter an area where you're going to get in a gunfight, you're straight away into the gunfight, even if they haven't seen you. There's no possible way they could have seen you. They're like, he's over there. And you're like, what? How? Like, the cutscene has just ended and he was hiding behind a wall. How have you spotted him? And yeah, but with Uncharted 2 onwards, that wasn't a thing anymore. It was like, if you get into a gunfight, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Because you can avoid them by well, not all of them, but some of them you can avoid by going around and breaking people's necks. Now, this is the other thing that people have a lot of problem with is the fact that you've got this wisecracking guy who's meant to be a bit of a cheeky guy, mass murdering people, and people seem to have a real problem with him doing that. But they don't seem to have a problem with Indiana Jones doing it or Lara Croft doing it. Which is bizarre, because you're like, well, like, and I don't get the dissonance that people have with this, right? Because these people are hired mercenaries trying to kill you, so why wouldn't you take them out? You're like to save yourself. It's like it's do or die. Yes, he's killed like 1,000 people to get this treasure, but they were all trying to kill him. It's like it makes sense.
Yeah, but he's picking up guns for a reason and things like that. And like in some of the cutscenes, you're seeing him get the guns and check and stuff. Because again, going back to Raiders of the Lost Ark, God, it's before he gets on a plane, and Marcus says to Indy, just goes something like, "Oh, be careful," and then he goes, "Oh, I'm always prepared," or something like that. And he's checking his gun and like loading it, making sure there's something in it. So they've got to be prepared because these people are treasure hunters and they know the value of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to run into trouble.
And he's not,
like you said, though, the mercenaries.
Guy. Yeah. And Nathan Drake is not a wholesome guy. He's just a very funny, charismatic guy who is a thief. He is a thief. he is a bad guy. He's not meant to be.
Well, like I say, we're going to be touching
hero.
on his past later on. Anyway, so you can see how he's got himself into things.
Can you imagine though, like if people were being a wee bit sort of funny with the fact that Nathan Drake's making wisecracks, bit of a Jack the Lad, and snapping people's necks, how would they have felt if the character in Manhunt started doing knock knock jokes when he started doing all that stuff? It's just.
Yeah, I would play that game.
I think we're overthinking it.
As long as it's a quick time event to choose the right joke.
For fuck's sake.
Knock knock, who's there? Death.
But this game did introduce like the massive set pieces. So I mean, the first really big one is the part in Nepal. Is it? Yeah, it's Nepal, isn't it? You go to after you've been to the jungle area, and where you yeah, it is Nepal, isn't it? Yeah, you go to the jungle area first in Borneo, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
And which is very Indiana Jones, like the globetrottingness of it at this point, and James Bondish. But this is the one when you're going on the rooftops through Nepal, and then that helicopter comes after you, and you're having to get out of an actual falling building.
Oh,
so you're actually
God, yeah.
You're actually having a firefight with people whilst the building's falling down, and you're then
Oh,
it's so good.
it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you've got to jump at the right time sometimes. The amount of times, because there's one where the floor's sliding. If you don't jump at the right time, you fall to your death.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when that happening, and I think it's like he just something says like a helicopter, come on, because like you say, you've got firefight going on floor after floor, and as soon as that building starts coming down, you're like, oh my god.
It's zip line after zip line across the rooftops, isn't it, at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, it's been a wee while since I played it, so apologies. But not long after that, you're into the train sequence, aren't you?
Quite
Yeah.
it's quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
quite a bit after that, because you've still got, so before that train sequence, you meet up with Elena Fisher again, and she's with cameraman Jeff.
Oh yeah.
And that's the
What?
worst bit of the game, where you have to drag
Oh yeah, drag train.
Jeff along. You got to
It's
keep him alive. Yeah.
It's much better if you imagine it as Jeff from Peep Show. So anytime they say Jeff, just think Mark Carney going, Jeff!
But
Oh.
but yeah, this is the other thing I was going to say. When you're in Nepal and you go to, because you've got to climb to the top of that hotel with Chloe, and once you get to the top, I've never been as stunned by visuals in a video game. Like just getting to that top and just seeing that whole city below you, and just it was incredible. Like I'd never seen graphics like it at the time. It was just absolutely amazing.
I think that's 20 years ago as well now. Because when
Yeah.
you look at PS3 games, I feel like there's quite a big drop off compared to what we play now. And I know that's not a dead obvious thing to say.
I
but
don't think so.
Do you
don't
really
agree.
not? I
No.
think it's because I've been playing Dishonored, and I look at Dishonored, the faces, and I'm just going, Jesus Christ! I'm like,
Yeah, but that looks shit on the PS4. Dishonored, the remastered version. That still
fair
doesn't look
enough
great.
then.
That's just the artistic style of that one game. But then Dishonored 2 looks like one of the most amazing looking games. But no, I was playing stuff. I played the PS3 quite a lot, and there's like Motorstorm still looks really good. The 3 Uncharted games still look really good. The Last of Us still looks really good. Heavenly Sword looks really good still. Ridge Racer 7 looks amazing. Final Fantasy 13 looks really good still. There's so many games that look contemporary.
But even that for that time of 2009 when Uncharted 2 got released, it also had Assassin's Creed 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. These were
Yeah.
banging games. They all came out within 2-3 months of each other.
Yeah.
And it was just hit after hit after hit. You were spoiled as a gamer. It was such a great time. Such a
Yeah.
great time.
Having like that era, the PS3 and the 360 was just incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
no
because a lot of
microtransactions, nothing.
games were multi-format, but then you still had your couple of flagships on here, didn't you? Like you mentioned with Gears of War, and obviously
Halo.
Uncharted being, and Halo, obviously, being exclusive. But there was still enough crossover. So your Batman, Arkham Asylum, your Resi 5, which I know isn't as good as number 4, but it was still a big title. Red Dead as well. And I don't know, I just feel like this is when it was a massive jump up. Like you just said then, Baz, by 2009, both consoles were going great guns. It actually felt like a proper battle, where ideally you could do with both of them.
And that's exactly what
you
they did.
Yeah, you had to have both of them.
I didn't. I
did.
I stuck to my PlayStation. That was it.
Yeah.
No, I did, because there was just too many games to miss out on, and on both platforms. Anyway, that's by the by.
Yes.
We are talking about Uncharted 2 Among Thieves here. So Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, though, so like we're saying, you have that massive bit with the hotel falling down whilst you are having a gunfight, which is insane, and you think, how the fuck can they top that? And then they put you on a train.
This is amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
This is just absolutely amazing. Now, I know we said before, like the cinematic bits, but this it just wouldn't look out of place in a film. And just going from carriage to carriage to try and get to the front of a train.
It was very Indiana Jones, wasn't it?
Oh,
Like, it was
100%.
like,
Because again, but you got people hanging onto the side. There's times where you've got to jump off and hang onto the side. And then obviously, the bit that's always stuck in my mind is just the return of a helicopter. And then when you get to that flatback truck carriage, and it's got an anti-aircraft gun on it.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tank, isn't it? It's like a tank.
Oh, it's a tank. Sorry, right? Yeah. I was getting it mixed up. Sorry about that. But yeah, and I just remember, like, I can't remember the exact words what he said, but it's something obviously wisecrack thing, and just then just having this fight with you on the train in, like, with this massive gun, and you're going up against a helicopter, and I was just like, oh my god! And then by the time that plays out, and it's another cutscene, it's taking you back to how the game began, and I was like, oh my god! It felt fresh because I'd never really seen that in games before. When you've played several hours leading back up to that where the game began, where you may have been playing like 3 or 4 days earlier.
What rail provider's leaving a tank on a train? I can't even get a sandwich on a ScotRail service.
I believe that what's his name, Lazarovich.
Oh yeah,
he bought the train, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, so it is.
Yeah, because he got some big hardware, haven't they?
So we haven't mentioned him yet. So Zoran Lazarovich is the main antagonist of this game. He is a war criminal from Serbia, absolutely ruthless. He's voiced by Graham McTavish, and yeah, he's after the Cincinnatus Stone, which was Marco Polo's lost fleet. Were also looking for that stone, but he's going to use it obviously he wants to become invincible, and yeah, you are the fly in his Chardonnay at this point. And yeah, it's so good, right? But the worst part of the game is when, after you've dragged Jeff's fucking ass, and then he gets shot anyway, and you're like, you absolute fuckers! I just wasted 10 minutes of my life dragging this useless fucker down a street, and you've killed him off straight away afterwards.
Do you know the train bit though?
Yeah.
Anyone seen Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 and the train sequence in that?
Yes.
It's just Uncharted 2.
It was, yeah. I was going to say that, especially when it goes off the track at the end.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, this is completely Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Hollywood has ended up doing a lot of beats from video games.
No, exactly.
You only
it
have
just
to
shows
look
what a great job we've done.
We only have to look at like Crystal Skulls, right? That is basically set up like a video game. There are levels in that movie. And the same with Attack of the Clones as well. There's like a Mega Man section in that when Padme is going through, when she's going through like the robot factory. You guys probably haven't seen Attack of the Clones. You've probably not done that to yourself.
I've not watched it. Yeah. Oh god,
Okay.
I've not watched it in years. I don't like Star Wars. I think I'd rather stick needles in my eyes than watch any of that again.
Oh man, I need to get better friends.
I need to get friends. I just keep upsetting
Well,
people.
bastard.
But yes, so this game does also bring back like the supernatural as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But again, like the Indiana Jones films, so do they. So I think that's to be expected by this point.
It's also in keeping with the setting, isn't it? The Himalayas, the abominable monster. It's just, it was a bit of genius, and you didn't sit there going, "Oh, come on,"
But this bit, I think the only time where I was like, ugh, was when you do get to the Himalayas and you're just going through the snow and you're trying to you get found, don't you, by like one of the like Eskimos?
Sherpas.
Is it? And then taken
Tamsin.
to. Yeah, that's it. That's ringing a bell.
That's the thing, right?
It's like a little village.
I absolutely loved Tamsin and Drake's relationship because he doesn't speak a word of English, and Drake's talking to him and bantering with him, even though like they don't understand each other. There's still like a chemistry between the two characters, which is just insane how they did that.
Does he help him fight in one bit? Am I
Yeah, when
misremembering that?
those monsters come out.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's that German guy. I forget his name. He's in the village, isn't he? He was looking for the stone, but gave up on it. He was there, like part of the like Germans, like part of like Hitler's thing, and for some reason he's like still alive, looking for this artifact for Hitler. And
I
then
can't
ends up,
recall that.
no,
But it fits in well, doesn't it? Again.
Carl Schaefer, wasn't it?
That's it, Carl Schaefer. Yes, thank you. Yeah, he was like former Nazi and ended up like going, "Oh, this isn't worth dying over," and ended up like finding life and tranquility in that Tibetan village.
Why did I say former Nazi? I wouldn't even admit I was part of it. You know, I was like, oh, I was.
He doesn't say it.
Yeah.
But
It's just
there are
insinuated,
things.
yeah.
There are
Yeah.
things in the scene that insinuate it. Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
you wouldn't ask him like, "Wait, hey, you're a Nazi. Oh, you're a former Nazi. Ah, that's okay then. Would you like a cup of tea? Not gonna happen. Is it?
So yeah, that's basically the outline of the game, isn't it? So you find
Yeah.
Shambhala, you end up having a fight with a powered up bad guy.
No,
Yeah.
about that.
It's a
I
bad
hated that fight at first.
That
Oh
Naughty
my
Dog
God.
can't do a last. They cannot do a final fight that actually isn't a war of attrition. And we'll get to that in one of the later games. But that was just like, oh come on,
Yeah.
come on.
You
I
just
died
run
a lot.
around shooting at the blue shit, and
Yeah.
it's bad. It is a bad way to end that. But then it's not fully end of the game. You do have to then get out of Shambhala before it collapses in on itself.
No, that was brilliant. I
That
love
was a
that
great
bit.
escape.
Yeah,
so good.
which again fits in with the action movies. I mean, when I remember when I completed Uncharted 2, and I was just like, that was amazing. And it's one of the few games that I'd be playing each night, just because you've got to get to the end of it. You've got to see the end of it. And I remember even buying, after I completed it, I bought the Prima Guide. I've had Uncharted t-shirts. Again, they're filed under gaming. For anyone, before we started recording this, I was just telling the guys about putting my t-shirts into genre order. It's a new low, but anyway, there we go.
It's a very fucking low, isn't it?
Considering our
Really
height,
is.
Paul, the wardrobes have to be quite low as well. We are similar.
Oh, I know.
You
I
know,
know. I know.
I
Before
like to
any-
think
Footstool there.
I like to think he does have one of those ones, like in a library, those stairs that roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
I like to think that he's got those for his really high.
Yeah. I like to think
DVD shelves and game shelves.
I'd like to meet Warwick Davis because I know he will tower over me, but it'll be worth it just to see him.
That's just it, Chris. When you say, God, Paul, why have you not played this game yet? It's because some bastards just put it on the top shelf that I can't reach.
Yeah, I always thought pornography in the 90s, putting it in the top shelf was really restrictive for us. It's hard. It's
Yeah, I
hard
know.
enough to meet women whenever they're saying, "No, you're too short for me," and I can't even reach the paper
I know.
versions. So,
Oh,
Anyway.
God.
An ancient Tibetan ritual dagger in your pocket.
Oh, maybe I'm just happy to see you.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good luck, Belle. I mean, that's almost impossible to... Oh, you did it. Nice.
There's a guy above you. There's a guy above you. There's a guy below you. There's a guy below you.
4?
Yeah, why?
A 4.
Yeah.
You were at least an 8.
An 8?
You were a total 8.
An 8? Those Guardian things were an 8.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, those were terrifying.
What's a 10?
Clowns?
clowns over my death?
I hate clowns. I hate clowns.
Oh my word. You thought I was dead.
No.
No, you thought I was gone.
No,
Yes,
no.
you did.
No, I
saw
had you all
shed
along.
tears. You shed a bunch of them.
Tears? It was raining.
No, it was not.
You were unconscious and it was raining.
It was totally sunny out and you were bawling.
It wasn't sunny. You were unconscious.
Whatever. I kept your tears in a jar. I have proof.
I'll give you 5. How's that?
Let's move on then to Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception.
Don't. Stay down.
I wonder what you're really afraid of. Not bullets or blood or broken bones. You get off on all this, don't you? I merely want what's mine.
Give me that back.
The map proves it. Drake sailed straight through and headed to Arabia.
Great, but what for?
The legend crops up over and over. Ubar, Aram of the Pillars.
City of immeasurable wealth, destroyed by God for its arrogance.
The Atlantis of the Sands.
Small problem. The Rubal Khali Desert, 600 miles across. I like the immeasurable wealth part, anyway.
Finally, Drake's secret will be revealed.
Don't trust Drake.
What are you trying to prove?
Not trying to prove anything.
I just want to make sure we're doing this for the right reasons.
Quit acting like you're ready to lay down and die.
You're getting reckless. I taught you better than that.
Drop your weapons.
I don't think so.
You son of a bitch.
Got to pull the trigger.
Keep it steady!
Just tell me what you're looking for.
Come on!
Get in! Go, go!
Find them, bring me the ring!
No cursed treasures?
Nope.
No diabolical warlords?
No.
Not going down there without some hardware.
Go talk to that rug merchant we just passed.
No guns, weapons.
He's not really a rug merchant.
Oh.
PlayStation.
So Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception released again within a 2-year period, so slightly over 2 years. So this was in November 2011.
Yes.
So Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann were not involved in this game as they were the previous games. So they had gone off to work on The Last of Us at this point. So this was then Amy Hennig working with Justin Richmond. And the writer was just Amy Hennig on this one.
Okay.
So were you guys, obviously you would have been day one for this one, surely?
Oh, yeah.
I was on this one because I remember it was on my birthday weekend and we were meant to be going out. I'm sure it came out around the start of November. Because we were meant to be going out for a meal, and I didn't want to go for a meal because I just wanted to play Uncharted 3. And I would just remember that as soon as I'd eaten my meal out, I was like, we're going home. Where usually I just want to carry on drinking, but no, I needed to get back and play Uncharted 3.
Yeah, this came out a couple of days after my birthday, and it was a purchase from Jill. She said, "Do you not want something to play on your birthday?" I said, "No, happy to wait. Uncharted 3, day one. Absolutely brilliant."
Nice. This one ended up selling over 9 million copies.
Not
I
surprised.
just looked at the date. It must, sorry, because it came out 1st of November 2011, it says. So I just got it I got November the 3rd, sorry, in 2nd, sorry, it says. So I got it for a birthday present, but, managed to get it early.
It was only 2 days after.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
2 days for me, so I was happy to wait. I mean, I was in my 30s. It wasn't like I'm going to jump up and down and say I didn't get anything for my birthday. I just got drunk instead.
So Yeah, this one has a much sort of low key start to the game. So you start off this time. Obviously, I was day one. I forgot to mention that. It doesn't matter, really, does it?
Yes.
And it starts off with you walking into a pub in London, you and Sully.
Which
Oh no,
I
it
quite
doesn't.
liked.
It doesn't, does
No,
it? It
no.
starts on the aeroplane, doesn't it?
It's
Oh
been
God,
that long since I played it.
No, I know. It's been a while since I've done number 3.
No,
I
I think
thought
it's.
it started in the pub.
I think it starts in the pub as well. Because we always think like Uncharted 2 set the scene. It went for the big set piece at the start, and so your
It is,
mind
yeah, it
plays.
is, yeah, yeah. They don't do a flashback or anything, do they? You're in the pub. You walk into the pub. You can find that newspaper on the counter which says about the fungus outbreak, which was a
Yeah.
hint to The Last of Us. But then, yeah, you go into there and you have a big bar fight, which is actually really cool. To have a
Yeah, I
bar fight,
do. I
but
do
except the
like that.
fact every single person in there is a bald-headed thug, and you're like, not all Brits are like that. Come on. But yeah, it's really cool. We get introduced to a new character called Charlie Cutter, who you think is a wrong 'un, but then ends up being on your side. And then we also get the new bad guys, which are Catherine Marlowe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
who's
horrible.
voiced by Rosalind Ayres. But she's definitely modelled on Helen Mirren, isn't she?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think Charlie's modelled on like Jason Statham.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
You know.
yeah, absolutely. And Talbot is her right hand man. He's voiced by Robin Atkin Downes, who's I don't know, he's like a magician kind of thing, isn't he? Like he's not. He does all these things with the dart and things like that, and yeah, hallucinogenics and shit. But he looks like a magician if you look at him. But yeah, so we get these two new bad guys thrown into the mix. And for me, I was really curious about what Drake's deception was going to be. Like going into the game, I was like, "Fuck, is he going to screw over like one of the other main characters this time?" And then you just find out that it's actually that he stole Sir Francis Drake's ring, and he may not be an actual Drake, but they sort of row that back, don't they, in the fourth one? But yes, it's I think this. I go back and forward on 2 and 3. I don't know which one I like best out of these two games.
Oh,
It's 2
okay.
for me. It's 2 for me.
I don't want to do rankings just yet, but
No,
I'm just
don't do the
saying.
rankings yet.
I'm just sort of saying why. I was just sort of saying I can't decide which one of these two. Every time I play 2 or 3, I'm like, this is my favorite, and then I'll play 3, and I'm like, no, this is my favorite. And like there are so many things in this game that cement it for me every time I play it. So you've got the fantastic boat section, like not just getting on the boat and when you have like a Poseidon adventure shit going down, but you've got the build up to getting onto that boat as well, going like through the shipyard, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got the bit where you're trying to get onto the plane as well with Elena, and you're trying to get through that. So
amazing.
fucking good. Then you've got the actual plane bit as well, and I really enjoyed the bit where you're just left in the desert, and you're like, oh my god, this is horrendous. What the hell? And I really the only time I didn't like this game is when you keep getting shot with those fucking darts by Talbot, and you then start hallucinating stuff. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
no, yeah.
Those
See,
are the bits I don't like.
I'm not keen on the desert bits at all. Like that desert bit, and then seeing this particular enemy, and think
But
yourself, I was
they solve
like,
the final boss thing by not having a final boss fight, which is really good because you've just got the
okay.
fact because Sully falls into that water, that's contaminated.
Right, yeah.
And Nate goes to save him, shoots that thing. Then he tries to save then he tries to save He tries to save Marlo as well. She falls to her death, and then Talbot's all pissed off about it. So you're trying to escape with him trying to come after you as well, which is a much better way of doing a final boss. Is doing it that way rather than
with
just have a
someone
fight.
else taking him out. Yeah,
Yeah.
something else. Yeah.
So I don't know. I really like this game. I really do, and I love the fact that Drake is really obsessed in this one as well. To the point where you're like, what's happened between him and Elena as well? Because they clearly got married between 2 and 3, and then they're separated because she's still got her wedding ring on, and he doesn't though. But yeah, I don't know. I really love this game. I really love it. And like I say, I can't decide. I go back and forward on them so often. Just whichever one I've played that day, I guess, is my favorite out of those two. But I absolutely adore this. How do you guys feel about this game? You don't have to say where you rate it, but just sort of what are you thinking with it?
I enjoyed it, and I think you've summed up a lot of the big things, because I think what it does well is I actually think it does the set pieces better than the train, which like you mentioned, getting to the aeroplane and stuff, I thought was absolutely brilliant, because again, that really is just something out of those, 80s adventure films and everything like that, or even the 90s action films, like Con Air and things. And I was like, okay, this is absolutely fantastic. And again, by that point, I played the first one as well, so obviously I knew the characters. And I think what I like about it is they don't ever put too many new characters in them. You know what I mean? They sprinkle in one or two, just to keep it a bit fresh. And again, she plays oh my god, Marlo, a good bad guy. I just because obviously you're not meant to like them at all, but I know what you mean about the bad guy who you just said.
Talbot.
Yeah. But no, I think it's good. I mean, the fact is, it must be hard to think of how do we come up with another amazing set piece. Although when I get to number 4, yeah. But yeah, it's probably the one I've played the least. I've played it twice through. Once when I bought it, and I played it on PS4 because it came with my PS4. Because I got that, the Drake collection.
Yeah.
But I've not played it now for quite a few years. I did start it with Theo because I remember the whole London scene, and he quite liked that because it's like, oh right, yeah, we're in England, and again, it does well with, again, it keeps a globe trotting going. So I feel like by now, it's got what you'd expect. You know what to expect. So at the start of this episode, I was like, I didn't buy Uncharted because I didn't know what it was or anything. But then you're going, no, I know I'm going to get a few puzzles. I'm going to get some amazing action. I'm going to get some likable characters, some dislikable characters, and I'm going to have a bloody good time. With a fantastic story. And you think all of this is within a few years. That's it. Within a 5-year period, if that.
Yeah. Baz?
I had to look up some of this stuff. Like Paul had said, I played it twice. Played it day one, and then I played it as part of the Nathan Drake collection. And I had to familiarize myself with some of it. And I enjoyed the game. I remember really enjoying it at the time. I think the leap from 1 to 2 was so big, it became memorable.
Yeah.
And it's not a criticism of 3. It felt more of the same. Fantastic set pieces, but again, popcorn. It's not a change in tack. It's not going to be a change in game experience or anything like that. But the Marlowe character Yeah, you see it's going to be Helen Mirren. She's going to be a bitch. All the rest of it, the burning chateau sequence. I went, oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. That was so
Yeah,
good.
and the airplane as well. I mean, it's become an iconic one because we'll get on to that later on as to why. It just, I think it probably lost it for me a little bit because it came so soon after the second one. And it almost feels like, I wouldn't say DLC, but it feels like the bar is so high and it's met it, and it's kind of lost that memorable wow factor because it's more of the same, which is still brilliant. I'll be playing it again. Myself and Annette have played Uncharted 1 and 2 before we moved house. I will play Uncharted 3. I'll probably give it a better review right now than I have right now. It just, I needed to look at some of what happened to even remember what was going on for it. And I think the same with 4 as well. Probably it's like diminishing returns of sequels, I suppose, would apply to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I take that as a valid comment, yeah. But yeah, for me, I just can't. I go back and forward on them so much because there are so many things I like about both that I can't just say I like one over the other like that easily with these two games. And the thing is as well, like I remember on release of Uncharted 3 that there were a lot of people not liking it, and I couldn't understand why. I don't understand this. It's the same as before, just a different story, and that's it's what I want from that sort of game. I want the game to be as good as the last one, but with a new story. That's all I want. It's like just yeah. But one thing we did not talk about in either of the last two, this one or the previous game, is the multiplayer. I played the shit out of the multiplayer in Uncharted 2 and 3.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
so many hours I played in this. And I hardly ever played online back
Yeah,
then. I played
I've
on.
only ever played it on PS3 online, but I've not played it on PS4 or 5.
They're not on.
Oh, have you
They
not?
didn't.
Right, okay.
No.
But PS3 I did quite, not loads, but a bit.
I played it so
Oh
much.
my god.
Yeah, I was absolutely gutted when
Oh,
they turned the servers off for this, for Uncharted 3 and 2, because
I've forgotten
yeah,
all about it.
I
Oh
did
my god.
enjoy a multiplayer in Uncharted 2. I didn't play it for very long, I think because Modern Warfare 2 came out a month later, and that just became a time sink. And you only really seem to play one multiplayer game at a time, don't you? And that kind of thing. So, 3, I bypassed it. I just felt it was going to be more of the same.
it
Um,
was more of the
yeah,
same, but it was really like just new
yeah,
maps is what it felt like, which was fine because that's all I needed it to be. Because I'm not a massive online gamer. I
mhm.
don't play a lot of online games. I did back in like 2006, 2007, but by 2009, I'd really dropped off playing online. But Uncharted 2 and 3, I would just go on and play randoms and mute them straight away so that I didn't have to talk to anyone and just play for hours and just absolutely rinse the multiplayer on both of those games. Yeah, I really missed that multiplayer because Uncharted 4's multiplayer is nowhere near as good.
Didn't even touch it.
No, I didn't touch it.
I
Yeah.
did, like I say, I was a big fan of the multiplayer, so I went and tried it and played it for a bit, and yeah, I didn't like it as much. I didn't like it at all, actually, to be honest. So yeah, it was disappointing. I really liked the Last of Us multiplayer as well, by the way. That was really good. And again, gutted that that no longer is up and running. Sony are so shit with their server shutdowns. They always shut down the multiplayer games.
Yeah, no, I know that. I
Absolute
think
wankers.
Theo would be, like distraught if he ever ended some of the games he plays. He's always online with mates and things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's go on to the last of the main series of games, and that is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
We were meant for this, Nathan. You, me, together. We were destined for something great.
For those who prove worthy, paradise awaits.
Took a long time for him to get out of this game.
He's meant for this life.
Oh, crap!
Last I checked, we're all a bunch of thieves digging around where we shouldn't.
Shame we're not on the same side.
I am a man of fortune, and I must seek my fortune.
So, are you ready to seek your fortune?
Hang on, Nathan!
Where is the artifact?
Heads up!
I made a promise that I was done with this life.
How long have we been chasing this thing?
Long time.
Real long time. Just you and me. No offense to these guys, but they don't get it.
If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself.
The biggest pirate treasure of all time is within our grasp.
Look, Nate, I'm gonna make you a one-time offer. Drop everything. Go home. Live your life. Or we can just end it right here.
There's gotta be another way. I need you on this one.
You ever wonder, like, different choices, how we might have ended up?
No. I like the hand we've been dealt.
Now, this game did not come out for quite a long time after Uncharted 3. This was actually in May of 2016, so 10 years ago this month, as we're recording this. In fact, it's 2 days since its anniversary when we're recording this episode. This had a very troubled development. It originally started with Amy Hennig being back on duty with this. Sadly, she was let go during this period. Her game was scrapped, and they redid it with Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, who had just come off of The Last of Us, as the co-directors of the game. Neil Druckmann and Josh Shear, who was also, they were two of the writers who wrote the previous game, well, not three, but two, the first one and The Last of Us, were brought on. And this one changes the sort of tone a little bit of the series. Also gone is, God, what's his name? The guy who did the music, who I said earlier. I'm going to just cut this in a sec, hold on. Also gone is Greg Edmondson. He's no longer doing the music on this one. We've now got the Henry Jackman, who's the Hollywood composer. So things change a little bit. This one, yeah, guys, where were you with this? Were you day one on Uncharted 4 as well?
Yep,
Yes,
day one.
yes, I was. I was on this one. I bought it from Tesco, of all things, because I wasn't working at HMV for this one. It showed up on my memories recently as well. Yeah, it's something I was actually looking forward to. Again, I wanted to see the next set pieces.
Yeah. So this ended up selling over 18 million copies. So double the amount of Uncharted 3.
That's crazy. When the first one was like 4.5 or whatever, and you see how much it's grown.
Yeah, it's insane. And the thing is as well, that's a lot of newcomers, right? But the Nathan Drake collection only sold 5.7 million. So did a lot of people just start with Uncharted 4? That's what I'm thinking. They're like, oh my god, this game's amazing. I can't wait for the next one. So it's the last one. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this one. So they introduced Sam, who's Nathan's brother. He's voiced by Troy Baker, the other guy who's in all the video games. And yeah, we have returning. We have is Chloe in this one? She's not, is she?
Don't think she is.
Elena, Sully, and yeah, Cutter's not in it either. He's mentioned. I
No.
remember him being mentioned, but yeah, Chloe's not in this one at all, is she?
They've gone back to the core group, because Elena seems more understanding of his treasure hunting at this point, and even gets in is happy to tag along when you think how much he's changed from the journalist in the first game.
Yeah.
She knows this is part of his life.
So this one, we have the brothers going after the treasure of the pirate treasure of Henry Avery, and this one does the time jump start. So you start the game in a speedboat chase being shot at with you and Sam. You don't know who Sam is at this point. You just see that there's another guy on the boat and he's called Sam, and that is it. And then next thing you know, you're underwater with Nathan Drake, thinking, "Oh, you're going to do some treasure hunting here?" No, he's actually doing his day job, which is a normal, everyday, blue-collar job.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, that one.
Yeah, it is. It is. Then so we then get the fact that Elena and Nathan are married.
Yeah.
You get to spend a bit of time in Nathan's attic, which is really cool. Nice trip down memory lane, going through some of the old artifacts and things from the previous games.
Yeah, some good Easter eggs and things like that. And I know what you'll mention when you get downstairs.
And then you get downstairs and you get to play a level of Crash Bandicoot on Elena's PlayStation.
That I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my god, how cool is this?
And what's really weird now is you're playing a Microsoft-owned game inside of Uncharted 4.
When is the level though? When it's a flashback to you and Sam as kids in the orphanage?
Yeah, that happens. That happens after the. When does that happen? God,
I thought that was really early on.
that is early on, but isn't it after Sam comes back?
Possibly.
No, because there's also the prison scene as well. Like when you go to prison.
Yeah, because Sam helps like a bad dude get out, doesn't he, or something? He's got like
No, that's different because you go into prison with Rafe, the new bad guy in the series.
Ah, right, okay.
Rafe, oh god, what's his name? Do you remember his name? Rafe Adler, that's it, isn't it? And he's voiced by Warren Cole, even. And yeah, so he's going to help you fund you, Nathan and Sam, to find Avery's treasure. And when he's doing that, he pays to get you guys put into prison so that you can, there's something that you need to find when you're in prison. Like, you have to be in prison to be able to get to this place that you need to get to. And yeah, and then you have to break out of prison. But Sam doesn't make it out of prison, does he?
No.
He doesn't make it.
Because I think that happens before the flashback with the kids, though,
yeah,
doesn't it?
I'm just thinking that. I'm thinking that because you do have a bit of a session with him, don't you? Like one of the levels and missions. Is it where it's like they're making a jump and he doesn't quite make it and he thinks he's died?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's a flashback, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, then we later find out that he also gets out of prison with the help of it turns out it wasn't actually due to a drug lord that he got out of prison. He was actually, Rafe actually got him out of prison himself. And we also get introduced to another new character called Nadine Ross, who is, oh God, she's voiced by, oh my God, what's her name?
Laura Bailey.
Thank you, yes. There was controversy over her casting. She's a white woman playing a black woman.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember that.
the Fisher Stevens sort of quandary then.
Yes.
I
Not
wanted it
quite
to
as bad as that in Short Circuit. Also, Paul,
I
we
don't know
will
what
be
you mean.
Paul, we will be talking about Short Circuit in this month's capsule.
Oh, I have to listen to that one. You cannot skirt around that topic. That is
Oh, don't worry,
hilarious.
it's going to be spoken about. Hector Alcazar is the guy, is the drug lord in there in the prison that helped Sam get out, but was actually all a lie. So you see all this thing with Sam, and it's actually not true. And yeah, so this causes tension between Elena and Nate because, but so Nate doesn't really tell her what he's doing, and just goes off with Sully and Sam to go on the hunt for Avery's treasure. But this one, I think, has the best gameplay of the series, bar
Yeah.
none. Like the gameplay is so fucking good and refined compared to
But
the
bearing in
previous.
mind it's the next console as well, I feel like that's just it. It's a step up in power as well. So that's understandable. But I think it's such a standout game. Even now.
But a lot of them were mini sandbox areas to do the combat. There was
Yeah.
multiple ways that you could approach enemies, multiple entry points. It became, I mean, with that grappling hook, it became very much like Nathan Drake tied in with Spider-Man, which
Yeah.
is quite ironic considering who played uh, Nathan Drake in the film.
In the film, yeah.
But it 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 just became, when one of the criticisms of the Uncharted series is the difficulty spikes, is some of the enemies just thrown at you. You just
Yeah.
throwing multiple at you, and you're funneled. Whereas this here, you felt if you do get caught out by something, all right, I've got somewhere else I can try. I'll pick them off one by one. It didn't feel as much as some of the times it could have been a chore, especially Uncharted 1. It was really guilty of it.
Yeah, they didn't feel like
yeah.
they didn't feel like monster closets in this
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
You felt like you were in charge of how you were going to tackle the combat in this game. And things could still kick off and you're like, oh shit. But you could quickly turn it around by using the environment to be able to your advantage.
Paul, do you have a
Which
monster closet, or is it just t-shirts as well?
No, just a t-shirt. Yeah, closet. Is this the one which has got that annoying Jeep bit where you've got to use
yes,
the
we got to.
winch?
Yes, that's in this bit. Yeah, though that's the bits those are the bits that are kind of shit when you're
Honestly.
cheap. Yeah.
Although there is a bit where obviously you when you go down the rapids in it and stuff, but there's just a bit where you try to get up mudslides with that bloody Jeep and put the winch on and stuff. Oh god. I forgot all about it then when Theo were playing it because he completed this one. He was like, "Oh, that's brilliant." I went, "Now you can play number 2." And then number 1, then number 3. In a weird order.
That's a very strange order.
It really is. Anyway, sorry.
But this one, this does have those crappy bits, yeah. But this has some amazing set pieces as well.
This is the one with the bike, isn't it? The motorbike.
Yeah, the bike one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you've also got the speedboat bit, which is really good as well, where you're trying to get to the island. But then you've got the actual, like, once you get to the pirates town, like, oh my god, as someone who like wanted to who wanted to be an archaeologist and loves all that stuff, I was like, oh my god, I would give anything to find something like this. That is all I want to do with my life is let's go looking for this sort of stuff. And yeah, it was just absolutely mind-blowing when you get to the pirate town. It's just incredible. But the story is a lot darker than the other games in terms of, you've got the way that you've got Elena and Nate's really strained relationship, but then she pulls through for him You know, when I wouldn't if I was her. I'd have been like, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to take my Crash Bandicoot and PlayStation, and I'm leaving your ass. But she's like,
I'm gonna
she's
go.
better.
I'm gonna go and put my t-shirts in order.
I don't think she's that stupid. I don't think she's that nerdy, mate. I think she's yeah.
No.
But yeah, I mean, she turns up, doesn't she, and helps him out. I think Sam is unlikable.
Yeah. Look, this is what I was saying before.
The other
No,
set
go
piece
on.
is the auction. You know, when
Ooh.
you go to the auction, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that bit's absolutely phenomenal. Like I'd never seen anything like that either in a game when that started. I was like, oh my god, this is Jesus.
Yeah,
This is
but
like
this is what I
Bond.
mean. I think this. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. You know, with double crossings, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and espionage. Um, the thing is, I know what you mean about Sam because you sort of. I'm glad he's in it in a way because it also gives you, because before you were saying like, oh, you know, Nathan Drake is such a good guy, he's wisecracking and everything, but obviously this part shows them either a bit rough and ready, you know, in the orphanage and stuff. So obviously they brought up fending for themselves, you know, and pickpocketing and stuff, and that's how obviously he gets to meet Sully.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's quite important to show that, even though it's like the last game. So maybe it's just something that he had in mind, going, well, look, obviously you got to show he's like a bit of a, you know, street urchin, you know, for a long time, but he's obviously got smarts, you know, so it's
Yeah.
showing a lot of his smarts, and obviously Sully has been like a father figure to him, and you see it a lot more in here, and then you go, oh yeah, God, he's known him since he was a little kid, you know.
Yeah. But the thing that gets me is the fact that he in 3 meets Sully when he's like what, 13, 14, something like
Oh,
that.
is it number 3 then where it shows that?
Yeah. And
Right.
then
Oh God, yeah, of course.
but then Drake, the 2 Drakes are clearly, I don't know. It just makes no. I'm trying to I try to look at the retcon and I can't figure it out with like getting Sam involved as well. I don't understand it. But and I don't really like Sam. What about you, Baz? Do you like Sam?
No, he's a prick.
Yeah, he is.
Anything voiced by Troy Baker though these days, he just has to play a prick. It seems to be his only.
Indiana Jones. He's Indiana Jones.
Oh, so he is.
Yep.
So he is. I've
Yeah.
not played that
But he
yet.
doesn't like Indiana Jones. He's just said before.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, he
Yeah.
doesn't like Star Wars. Sorry,
Yeah.
I did say he doesn't like Indiana Jones.
He doesn't like Indiana Jones either.
I'm not fussed.
How can you not like Indiana Jones?
He doesn't like hats.
Yeah, that's it.
What?
Hats
Doesn't
and
like
whips.
hats.
I can't
Hats and
wear a hat.
whips.
Yeah.
Do you say cats or hats? Hats.
Yeah, I'm not fond of whips either, to be honest. Getting bad
But
vibes.
you're not saying cats, are you? Like the
No.
meow cats. Good,
No.
right? Okay, because I don't like cats either. I don't trust them. I always get scratched. But hats are fine. I don't really suit hats because when I've had long hair and a hat looks odd. Anyway.
Yes.
How did we even get onto this?
We were talking about Sam. We were talking about Sam,
Yeah.
and I was asking Baz how he felt about
yes.
Sam.
Yeah, no one likes Sam. No one likes Sam.
No. But yeah, I do really like this game a lot.
Nice little epilogue
Like I say,
at the end as well.
Yes, great little epilogue at the end with their daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love the gameplay in this. I really would have loved them to have remade 1, 2, and 3 with this engine. That would have been absolutely incredible if they'd remade the original trilogy with this style of gameplay. It would have been so much better.
Wouldn't you lose something from the originals though?
I
mean,
think you might have gained quite a lot because if you look at, say, especially the environments that are really small in Uncharted 1, and you expand that for the combat and make and modernize that, I think that would really turn Uncharted Drake's Fortune from like a 7 to a higher score of a game. and the same with 2. I think if you can, because there are things in 2
Mhm.
that are annoying that you could get rid of with the way that the game plays in 4. Like the way the game feels when you're playing 4 is just brilliant. It's like that, and I don't really like The Last of Us 2 very much, but I love the gameplay of it. The way that they
Yeah.
move and the characters, all of that stuff's absolutely brilliant. The combat's fantastic. It's just a really downer story that I really don't want to play ever again in my life.
It was so bleak, wasn't it? It was
It's too fucking bleak. Yeah, it's one of those things where I was like, I don't even want to play this. Like, I feel shit. Like, I don't like. I've played it, and I'm like, I don't want to come back to this dark, bleak world ever again. But Uncharted 4, that we're talking about, I love the gameplay. And I really want to play more of it. I mean, you can with like the next game, but I can't believe that they did that and then that's it, nothing else. We're never going to get another one of these.
It did feel like the natural conclusion in the story, though.
No, it did. It did.
It did. It did. It was a good way to conclude his story, but I just think, why not just remake the older games and make them better? Because the worst thing about all 3 of the original games is the combat. Like they're not, like compared to 4's combat is light years ahead.
I'm not sure I'd even want to. If they did do a remake of the first 3 games, I'm not sure I'd want to play it, to be honest.
Well, I would, Barry.
Well, that's okay.
And you're getting called Barry as well.
Well,
So,
that's it. Getting my
yeah.
Sunday name. I don't think I'm trying to think of like the Resident Evil 4 remake or the Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 remakes into that have been. I'm trying to think of something that probably wouldn't have been that big of a quantum leap. Dead Space, the 2008 to the 2023 one.
Yeah.
Would it be something like that? And would it be worth it? And also, would you want Naughty Dog to do it and take them away from doing Intergalactic?
Well, I just know that's just going to be like a bleak, like I don't want to be in that world game. I can just tell just by looking at the one trailer. Even though I love the fact they had the Pet Shop Boys in the trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't. The Last of Us Part 2's left me on such a downer for Naughty Dog.
It's just overlong. That game was just a bit overlong by about 6 hours. Last of Us 2, I'm on about.
And it was just the most bleak place you could ever be as a gamer. It
Oh,
was
100%.
I played it. I played that day one, and I agree with everything that's been said. And then in the build up to the TV series, I played The Last of Us Part 1 and then Part 2 with Annette. And I enjoyed the second playthrough of Last of Us Part 2 more, probably because I knew what the story beats were going to be. Whereas at the time, when you play it, when you get to that point where it finishes at the end of day 3 and moves to the Abby storyline, I'm going, I don't want to know this. I want to know what happens there. And probably the second time I got to appreciate that more. And I
Yeah.
know that the TV series has mirrored that narrative right the way up to the end of season 2, and now we're going to pick up with that one. And I think a lot of people are very frustrated with that. You're almost getting you're only getting half the story, just a bit like Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3, Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, that kind of thing. I think it's better on a repeated playthrough, but like you said, you're not wanting to do that immediately, if at all, and you lose a lot of it if on that.
Exactly. And let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Uncharted Part 4.
Yes.
Uncharted
Yeah,
Part 4?
sorry.
Uncharted
Yes.
4. Damn it. The Last of Us is infiltrating the Uncharted name. But yes, so where do you guys stand on Uncharted 4?
I quite like it. I think it's a good solid game, but we've also been reminded of a few issues I've got with it as well. And that's why, I don't know, could do with playing through this again. Like when Theo was playing it last year, I sat down, I watched him play through it, and I was like, oh, this bit's really good. This bit's really good. So I think the strong bits are very, very strong. But like Baz said, I feel like it's come to the end of, Nathan's story. Well, Nate's story, really. So even if he did do another one, what would it be? Unless he did it as in like he's quite a lot older. Not like older as in like how Harrison Ford was.
They can do stories set in between the other games, the older games. But Nolan North has already said that he feels like he's too old to voice him anymore. So, and I wouldn't want anyone else to voice Nathan Drake. I wouldn't mind seeing like Cassie become the lead, his daughter.
Yeah.
With Sam maybe as the mentor.
That could be quite good, because then you could still bring Nate in as an older man, just to help on maybe a couple of missions.
Yeah. So I'm a bit disappointed.
How are we going to escape a plane?
Yeah, I'm disappointed we're never going to get another Uncharted. Baz, what about you? Where do you stand with this?
Yeah, I think gameplay-wise, it really built on the original trilogy. It did feel like they were trying to do a more darker one after probably The Last of Us being darker, giving it a little bit less popcorn matinee cinema and a bit more sort of darker tones.
HBO TV series. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was probably before the twinkling came that they were going to, do. I think HBO probably picked the better of the two for a TV series. I don't think an Uncharted one would have worked. It probably would have cost a fortune to make anyway with all the set pieces. So it probably would have.
I would love to have had an Uncharted series like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles going up into Uncharted, like Nathan Drake Adventures, different weeks and stuff. It's like, it'd be so good. Anyway, sorry, Baz, go on.
No, I think it's also reached the natural conclusion, not just of the story, but of that type of gameplay for them. I think they have pretty much perfected it as much as they're going to. I can't see where else they'll add into it. There would need to be some absolutely fantastic story for me to want to play another Uncharted with Nathan Drake again. I would anything else other than, you talk about in between sort of things. The difference with that is how do you make it to Uncharted 2 levels if it happened in between and not be reference it within that? You're almost breaking the canon in that one. It's a difficult one. But yeah, I'm not too disappointed that they're not going to make another one, because for them to make another one, it would have to be bloody good. You don't want to really sully, and I don't mean that pun. You don't want to sully the memories of what you've got of the series by bringing out something substandard as a cash-in.
Well, we are talking about it as if it was the absolute end of it, but there is one more game, and that is Uncharted. Well, there's actually two more games, but there was another game after Uncharted 4, and that is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
3 Persian invasions, 3 separate wars. And all these years later, no one has found it.
The tusk of Ganesh.
Wow.
Spectacular. No wonder the Hoysala capital was ransacked.
Their loss is our gain.
A thief? You're working for a thief.
Everyone's got to make a living.
You were going to sell me out, weren't you?
Let's get one thing straight. This is my gig. You want your share? We play by my rules. What's it gonna be? Asav is getting a head start, and we need to hurry. We?
All right!
I can't let Asav get that tusk.
I will incite my civil war. Stamp out the bloodline of the young king. Starting with you.
Razor!
Let's go get our disc. And some guns. and some guns.
Sorry, mate. What took you so long? Had to catch a train, love.
So, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which came out, when was that? When did that come out? 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, it was quite soon after. It was still
Because it was meant to
PS4
be
release.
It was meant to be DLC originally, and then it became much bigger and became its own game. This one stars Chloe as the lead with Nadine. Now, I was so hyped when I first saw the trailer that we were going to get to play as Chloe in an Uncharted game. I was like, yes, please. She is perfect to lead this series because she is like Drake. You know, she's witty. She's a bit of a a cheeky person. I was like, yes, this is going to be great. And then they give you the worst hang ever as the sidekick with Nadine. Like, she's such a bad hang. It's like, why? Out of all the characters, you could have just put Cutter in it. Like, have Chloe and Cutter as the two. That would be so much more interesting.
I think they only put Nadine in because Fisher Stevens wasn't unavailable, to do.
But yeah, it's just that was just absolutely mad that they had to put Nadine in because she, like, I didn't like her in Uncharted 4. Like, she's a very unlikable bad guy, and then they make her the sidekick for Lost Legacy, and you're like, yeah, but she's really miserable. Like, and there's no banter between her and Chloe whatsoever. And it drags the game down because Uncharted is all about that banter back and forth and keeping things light and breezy. And then you got this fucking person bringing it all down. All right, love, calm down. Like, Jesus Christ, let Chloe have fun.
I remember it was very padded out, even for something that was originally DLC. There was that middle third of the game where you're driving around in the Jeep and you could do all
That's
the other
I
things.
hated that. Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt a little bit like you're trying to justify it being not full price, but semi full price.
Yeah.
And
I still enjoyed it, but I just really wished they had paired Chloe up with someone more fun than Nadine.
That makes sense. I mean, I only played this for a little bit. I bought it, not day one, but I bought it. It had only been out a couple of weeks because it wasn't quite a full price game. I think it was like a 30 quid title, if I'm remembering right. 25, 30 quid.
Yeah.
And I was excited to load it up. I wanted more Uncharted. And I probably played about an hour and a half and turned it off. And it's not been in my PlayStation since. And that's now almost 10 years ago.
I would say, if you can, if you've got PlayStation Plus, download the Uncharted Thieves Collection, whatever it's called.
And I've got them all over there on PS4, and I've got them obviously that I can download through PS Plus as well.
Yeah, but play Lost Legacy through that because it looks amazing.
Right.
But
okay.
But it is worth playing. I think it is a good game. But like I say, I just find it hard to. I find it hard to play. It's it's like the Last of Us Part 2. Right? It's just everyone's about hanging in Last of Us Part 2, right? And Nadine is like, she's a Neil Druckmann character. Oh God, here she comes. Fucking hell! It's like Elsa in
bad hang.
It's like Elsa in Frozen 2. It's like everyone else is like all cheery and stuff, and then she comes on the screen. You're like, oh God, here she comes, bringing everyone down.
Here she comes. Buzzkill.
Buzzkill. And that's Nadine.
Yeah,
and that's Nadine. She's just such a downer. Yeah.
Is she as Debbie Downer? It's like, what do you mean? My name's Nadine. Yeah, Nadine Downer. Oh God. Can we change it for Nadine Doris instead? God, sorry, that's one of the other Nadine that I can think of.
Nadine Doris, the MP.
Yeah, I know. Although then she'd just be going
Oh
on about
yeah!
Boris
Oh my God!
Johnson all the
Yes.
time,
Yeah. Her.
you
Yeah.
know, and just or reciting her erotic novels while you're trying to shoot bad guys and solve puzzles. And she's just telling you what she wants to do to Boris Johnson if she had 1 hour privately with him. Anyway, you might have to cut all that out.
No, I
Sorry.
will do. Don't worry.
To the listeners and you.
Yeah, my mind.
Yeah,
Gone.
the Uncharted Lost Legacy, I think, is decent. Like I say, is a solid entry. It's just it lacks that character of the original games. Yeah, the Nathan Drake games. Like I say, Chloe would have been a brilliant lead given the right sidekick, and choosing Nadine was the worst decision. It's like maybe they'd already contracted Laura Bailey to do the DLC, so kind of had to do it. But yeah, it's such a shame because Chloe deserved better.
Yeah.
So quickly then, have either of you played Uncharted Golden Abyss?
Yep.
No.
Day one. Day one on the Vita.
Me too. Yeah, I like this game a lot. I just obviously it suffers from the fact that it's a day one title with a console with loads of different ways to play. And they are more than happy to throw everything the Vita can do at you in this game, to its detriment.
Yeah, there was the screen rubbing to get brass rubbins and stuff like that. There was the gyroscope.
Or holding
bits.
the gyroscope bits, but then holding up the camera to a light source.
Oh
so
yeah.
that you
Oh
can,
God.
Yeah, you get funny
And
looks
imagine-
on a bus doing that. So
I was laying in bed playing it with the lights off and with my headphones in, and then it's like hold the thing up to a light, and I was like, fuck's sake, my wife at the time is asleep. It's like I can't turn the light on.
Can't put the light on.
It's like, oh, for God's sake! So you have to just put it into sleep mode and then play it again tomorrow. It's like, for fuck's sake, it's now finished. I can't even play another game because I don't know if it's saved or anything because it doesn't tell you. There's no option to save in that game.
That's right,
Literally it auto saves, which is really annoying. But it is a good game. It's made by Sony Bend, who went on to do Days Gone, which is a cracking game. But yeah, it suffers from new toy syndrome, which is annoying because if they'd have just made it a traditional Uncharted, it would have been so much better. It is a good game. It's a solid 7 though, like the original Uncharted game.
I did want a Vita for this when it came out because I remember when we had them at HMV, and I was like, oh, but I can't buy a console just for one game because I don't do that much handheld gaming. So I'd be buying it, and obviously, like we've discussed before, Chris, those memory cards were not cheap.
No, but now you can get one, hack it, which is really easy to do. Stick a 512 gig memory card in, bish bash bosh, and you've got yourself like the greatest machine ever made.
I know, and I think that's just it now because we've done the look back episodes, the actual episodes. It's like there's been loads of games mentioned that I want to try.
There are quite a few. There are quite a few stuck on Vita, which is really annoying. Because I'm surprised they never, because they did tear away on PS4, and I'm really surprised they never did Uncharted Golden Abyss. And
it's a shame that.
And Killzone as well. Like, how
Killzone
did that
Mercenary was good. Yeah, I
which is
enjoyed
really
that.
good. They did do Gravity Rush in the end, didn't they?
Yeah, eventually, because I played that.
There's some stuff that
Anyway.
should stay on the Vita, which is like Resistance Burning Skies, I think it was. That was pretty pish.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? I've still played it, but it's not great. But yeah, there are a lot of good things on that. But yeah, Uncharted Golden Abyss. I bought the Vita not for that. I bought it mostly for Wipeout, and then Uncharted was like the cherry on the cake for me. But that came out within a month of Uncharted 3 in Japan.
Yeah, it was Uncharted 3 was later, wasn't it?
Yeah, Uncharted 3 was November. No, Uncharted 3 was still November, right, in the rest of the world. But in Japan, they got the Vita and Uncharted Golden Abyss in December of that same year, 2011. And we got it in
Crazy.
March 2012.
12.
Probably about 12 of them would have played it too.
I know, like, who would have bought it over there? I don't understand. Why didn't they just do the Vita first in the West? I don't get it. Because the library was there for Western gamers. It wasn't there for the Japanese gamers. Anyway, that's a Vita podcast. But yes, Golden Abyss did come and was decent enough. Like I say, it's a solid 7 out of 10 for an Uncharted game, but for a portable game in 2012, that was like a 9 out of 10. You were like, oh my god, this is freaking brilliant. Look at this on a handheld. You know, it was like I've never seen anything like it. Just like on a portable system, it was absolutely phenomenal, and the production values in it as well. Just for like having the voice cast and everything like that as well. I mean, there's some good set pieces. There's some shit stuff like the canoe where you have to like touch the screen either side to do the paddle.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Oh, that sounds absolutely awful.
It was.
I mean,
It was
I
painful.
get it. You want to show off because again, I mentioned another code, you know, with the DS, and obviously that uses the unique features, didn't it, Chris?
Mhm.
And I suppose that's just it. We just want to say, oh, look at this! Look how interactive our
Yeah.
handheld is.
They give up on it though towards the end of the game. In the last like 7 chapters, they're just like, this is just an Uncharted game for the last 7 chapters now. You don't have to worry about any of the other bullshit. And you're like, thank goodness. The end game is absolutely brilliant on that game. But yeah, it is a shame. So quickly then, did you watch the movie?
No, it looked
I
awful in
did.
the trailer. Oh God.
Yeah, I also
I
watched it. I took my son to watch it. My he would have been 10 or 11. No, it was 10 at the time, and or
when was
maybe
it? Was
even
it
9.
2020? No, 2019.
2021.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's after the pandemic.
He was 9. Shit, he was 9. So he was 9, and he really wanted to watch it. He was a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah, of
Of
course,
Tom
because
Holland,
obviously Tom
Spider-Man
Holland.
fan. Yeah, so he was like, I want to watch it. So we went to watch it in the cinema. I liked the one bit with Nolan North in it. I thought that was great, and but that was it. The rest of the film is absolute shite, and you've got and you've got Antonio Banderas like really hamming it up. Yeah, it's so bad. It's badly cast. Like Tom Holland is not Nathan Drake in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's too like weedy for it. I know
Yeah,
obviously he plays Spider-Man as well, but he's not the type of first of all, I think he's too young to be Nathan because
I
he
know
still
they
looks
made
like a
him young.
teenager.
I know they tried to make him young in the movie to sort of set it up as a starting point for a franchise of movies.
Yep,
But
still waiting for that second film.
I'm not. Yeah, and it's just so bad. Like the casting's awful, like all over the shop. Like Mark Wahlberg, 10 years before would have been a better Drake than he was Sully.
Yeah, well, when his name was mentioned, I thought, oh, are they having him as Nathan Drake? You know, when his name was first linked to it, I'm like going Sully, like Sully's older. Both
Yeah.
of these characters should be older than what they are. I just thought it was strange, you know, a strange choice.
I think it was
Definitely.
shit to have started it with younger characters. I think they should have started it with with him as an adventurer, like they did Indiana Jones. They didn't start Indiana Jones out with the first film as a child, as a young Indiana Jones, did they?
No,
So,
wait till number 3 for that.
yeah, but there is a good 20-minute short film, Uncharted film, which is unofficial. And it's made. Nathan Fillion financed it to do it himself, trying to get himself the role of Nathan Drake in the movies because he's a huge Uncharted fan, and you can understand why, because it's basically his character from Firefly in a game, and yeah, it's so good. You should watch it. It's on YouTube. Just if you haven't watched it, do watch it. It's very, very good.
Okay. Yeah, I've not watched it.
It is good.
The Sully in it is fantastic as well.
Yeah.
And the Elena's fantastic. Oh, is it Chloe? It's Chloe, isn't it? In that, and she's really good as well. Yeah, they're so good, and it's 20 minutes of pure heaven as an Uncharted fan. Unlike the movie, which is like 90 minutes of sheer what the fuck are they doing?
But like Baz mentioned and hinted at, they do use that section in the plane from the game into the film, and that's I think the only part where I went, ooh, but you knew it was coming, and it still wasn't as exciting as playing it yourself in the game, you know.
So, but there is one way to redeem the Uncharted movie, and that is to listen to the audiobook because it is narrated by Nolan North.
Oh, right, okay, that's quite cool.
Yes, it is. It's actually, I've listened to it because, with Audible, I just used a free credit to grab it. I wasn't going to pay for it. It was my free trial of Audible, and I was like, right, I've got a token. I don't really like audiobooks. I'd rather read a book if I want to read a book. But I was like, I could listen to Nolan North talk about Uncharted. Why not? So I did. It was actually better than the movie by quite a distance.
Now you say audiobooks. What I really want from Audible is Joe Pasquale reading the 50 Shades trilogy. I will pay good money to have something like that. That would be fun.
I mean, I could do an impression of him and do it for you if you want.
No, it kind of loses its edge then if I know you're putting it on.
Okay. Okay. There is one other bit of Uncharted media out there, which we haven't spoken about. That is the Uncharted novel called The Fourth Labyrinth, which is by Christopher Golden, which is actually quite a good read if you have nothing to do on holiday one year, like I did in 2012 when I got the book at an airport when I was heading out to Nice, and I read it by the pool for a few days. And it was actually quite enjoyable read. Very throwaway. It's never going to win any awards for writing or anything, but it was decent enough, holiday trash to read if you are so inclined. And there was one other game that we have not mentioned.
Life for Fortune.
Two more games we haven't mentioned. Uncharted Fight for Fortune, which is a card game, which is on Vita.
Oh wow!
Which was
never played that.
Actually very, very good fun. I sunk a lot of hours into that. Did you play it as well, Baz? Then, yeah.
Yeah, I got that day one as well. It was like you put Uncharted on it, and I went, "Yeah, that's fine." Yeah, it was good fun for the few hours that I did play it, but I think I got distracted by something else. I think it might have been Unit 13 on the Vita came out, and I went, "Yeah,
that's
I
a
like
great
that."
game.
Yeah, so Vita was a great console.
It still is.
Yeah,
I still take it whenever I go away. Like I don't take the Switch 2 or Steam Deck. I take my Vita because it's small.
My Evercade has taken that mantle now. The Vita
It would if I didn't have to carry cartridges with me.
This is true. That's true, actually. Yeah.
Whereas my Vita, everything's digital and on there, so I can just take it around. But there is one more game which came out on iOS in 2016, and it came out before the launch of Uncharted 4, and it was Uncharted Fortune Hunter, which was a free-to-play mobile puzzle game. And you played as Drake on like a grid-based thing, and you solved puzzles to move around this grid. And yeah, it was shut down in 2022, so it was up for quite a few years. It was quite fun, actually. I downloaded it because it said Uncharted on the tin. And there was also a PlayStation All-Stars game, not the Battle Royale game, but there was a PlayStation All-Stars mobile game that came out. It had it had a Ratchet level, an Uncharted level, and an Infamous level, and I think another. I can't remember what the other game was. And it was a runner, and you're just Nathan Drake, and it was just a run away from this, like run just one of those endless runner things, but with the
I
camera
played a
sort of.
Tomb Raider one like that. I just don't like him.
It's shit, but there was another Nathan Drake game, and again, it's unplayable now as well, so you can't play that one. So let's do the rankings then on how we actually feel about the games. So in going from worst to best, Baz, you don't have to include Lost Legacy or Golden Abyss because I consider them side games, and we can just talk about the main four.
Okay. Worst to best. 1, 4, 3, 2.
Okay. Paul?
Okay, I'm going to go worst number 1. Then I'm going to go for, sorry to upset you, number 3. Then I'm going to go for number 4. Then I'm going to go for number 2 as the best.
Okay, so you're saying best as in that's your favourite then, yeah?
Number 2 is my favourite.
Okay.
Again, it's in my top 10 games of all time. It's up there like Streets of Rage 2 and things like that, and Dungeon Master. It's like one of my all-time favourite games.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go 1. Oh, shit. I don't know.
There's not a lot in them, though, to be fair. There's not a lot in them.
That's the thing. Because, right, so the way I look at it is 2 and 3 for me, I can't choose, right? 4, I think, is the best game, but it's not my favourite. Like, overall, it's the best game. It's got the most coherent story. It's got much better gameplay than all the others by a distance. But it's not my favourite. Like, I don't love it as much as I love 2 and 3. Which is weird because,
I think it's the story. It's the story. It's the story then. We've already said we don't like his brother. And that's one of the things.
That's the thing, and I don't know. But it does have the most coherent story of the series. Like, it is a really well told story throughout Uncharted 4. It's just missing that magic that I think Amy Hennig brought to the table with the other games. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't choose. Sorry.
Okay, and on that bombshell,
that was my idea as well.
Cop out. I know.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let's go. Let's go for it. 1. 3.
Yeah.
2. 4.
Yeah. Oh, we've all got different ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 4 as because I think it is the best of the series, but it is. Yeah.
What I'm going to add is that's what Theo played first, number 4. And it's quite funny now after listening to this tonight, and you especially, Chris, when you're going over controls, they're dead tight, this, that, and the other. And, and then I'm thinking, Christ, and then I put him on, the earlier games. And you must be going from like, oh god, yeah, everything's dead fluid here and everything, and then tell me you go back to like the first Uncharted game and you're like, it's a little bit clunkier.
My 14-year-old has asked for a PS4, right? Not a PS5. He's asked for a PS4 because he wants to play the Uncharted games. And I said, why don't I? But if you got a PS5, and he's like, yeah, but that's a waste of money because I don't want to play any of the PS5 games. I was like, okay, that's fair enough. Because there's not a lot of them. And yeah, so he wants to get a PS4 now. He's decided, just so that he can play the Uncharted series from the beginning. Because I did buy him a code for Uncharted on PC so that he could play it on his portable PC thing that he's got. But he didn't want to play it because it wasn't the first game in the series. So he was like, I want to play the first one and play through them. And I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. He was like, yeah, I don't want to like start at the end. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it won't have any impact. And I was like, that is a very mature way of looking at it.
Good
I do wonder
choices.
how long it'd take me to get through them all again, just by whizzing firm on easy. Because you're probably looking at about 24, 60, 80. You're probably still looking about 80 hours, aren't you, there? Those 4 games.
Because, believe my son, though, he's 14, he doesn't like the Indiana Jones films, which I find absolutely
What have you said to
horrendous.
him, Baz?
Yeah, I know. That shouldn't be.
I know. This is
But
why teenagers shouldn't be talking to adults online.
But the Uncharted movie is his favourite movie.
What?
Uh-huh. He absolutely loved it. Like, when we came out of the cinema, he was just like, "That was the best thing I've ever seen." And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I was like, well, have I got some films to show you? I was like, let's start with National Treasure, because it gets better from there.
I watched those as well because I thought, oh, treasure hunting, these will be quite fun. I watched them once. Oh, God.
First one's not too bad. The second one's absolutely terrible. And there's a Disney cartoon series.
Cool.
Of that.
I'll
Yeah.
make sure that I'll never watch that.
And the Rocketeer. Did you know that there's a Rocketeer cartoon?
No, I didn't.
Like,
When
actually
did
on
that
Disney
come
Plus
through?
now, like a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. They'll
Yeah.
probably take it off like we do with everything.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our Uncharted podcast. Hope you all enjoyed that. Baz, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Good to hear you
Paul,
again.
yeah, it's good to hear from you again, and your lovely accent of Northern Irish mixed with Scottish. And Paul, absolutely joy to speak to you again.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and we'll, in the next week or so, get our capsule episode done.
Yep, and we'll probably talk about Uncharted 4 again, because we'll be coming up on that one as well.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, at least we won't go on for too long unless I start playing that Uncharted 4 in the next week and go, oh, I miss this bit, I miss that bit.
Catch you later, everyone. Thanks for joining.
See you.
I'm recording this after we finished doing our episode. I wanted to really sign off properly with the series in a much better way than we did. See, Uncharted for me was something that grabbed me from the very start. I loved the characters, I loved the world, I loved everything that the series had. The combat obviously was not amazing, I can give it that, but it was the heart of the characters and the playfulness of everything, despite we already covered the fact that he was, mass murdering whilst doing this, doing it with a quip. But I'll never forget my time with this series. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm glad that I had that time with these characters, with Nathan, with Elena, with Chloe, with Sully. And I hope that we do get something in the future, even if that is just a remake or something like that. But like I said before, I'd quite happily play a game where you get to play as Cassie or another Chloe adventure. As long as I don't have to play as Sam, because I felt that he really did drag down Nathan somewhat. And I guess that's what made Nathan even more likeable in the end, was because of the fact his brother was dragging him down and he would still do anything for his family, for those that he loved. I really will miss this world and these characters, but I'm glad that I can still go back and play them, and I do on a regular basis. Not many games get me to do that. These aren't my favourite games in the world, but they're some that I cherish very, very much. And hopefully, if you haven't played them before, you'll be able to enjoy them as much as I did. Just like that first game, you can say that greatness comes from small beginnings.